it's a good skill for people to have. Do you know Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian?
Yes.
He, years ago, in one of the openings of his
We
show...
in Italy call it Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, I like that.
No, but I know.
He did a bit in his stand-up comedy years ago where he said that, you know, the number one thing people are most afraid of is public speaking. They're more afraid of public speaking than dying.
Why?
So he said, so what I learned from that is, so if you're at a funeral, you want to be the guy in the casket, not the guy speaking. Public speaking shouldn't be that way. It should be, I love public speaking.
Yeah.
And part of it might just be my personality. I'm comfortable talking.
Yes.
I can, when I like a topic and it's something that I'm working on, it's something I'm doing a lot with, I can talk about it.
Yeah.
Probably to the point where I'll bore somebody.
Yeah. If you like and if you know the topic, I think.
Right.
But I think that this is the key.
Yeah.
Together with the key that maybe could help to jump over the fear of the public is the joy, the happiness.
Yes.
So if you have a playful attitude, you can win whatever it is. I think that's my opinion.
I think you're right. I think people make the mistake when they get in front of a group of thinking that the group is going to care if they make a mistake.
Yeah.
Most people won't even notice if you make a mistake. In fact, the thing I always joke about working in technology is I say to people when I'm giving a demonstration of a new website or a new digital tool, inevitably it will go a little slowly.
Yeah.
It might not always be as smooth as I expect. And the thing I say while I'm waiting for it is the thing they never teach you in school when you're learning technology and digital media is how to keep the conversation going while you wait for the technology to catch up. And you've got to know how to do that, because the more comfortable you are with that idea, the better you'll do at public speaking, because you won't be sitting there sweating and nervous that your tool isn't working or your website or whatever you're showing people isn't working. You have to think of it as a conversation. You're talking with them about something. You're going to show them the tool. But even if the tool doesn't work, you should be able to talk with them about it and make sure they understand why it's important. And that's just good conversation.
Stewart, I hope my English will be not too much rusty for this this friendly conversation.
Sure. I might even try to use a phrase or two in Italian. We'll see how I do.
Oh, and next time, it's the first time you hear in Italian?
No, it's not. It's I've been here at least 2 times before. I spent some time in Bologna.
In Bologna?
In 2004.
Really?
Bologna is one of my favorite cities in Italy.
It's a great city.
It's a great city
to live in.
When my wife and I spent 5 weeks in Europe in 2004, and we spent about 1.5 of those in Italy. And most of it we stayed in Bologna, and we took different trips all around the country.
You have to come back, of course.
I love Italy. I really do. I have to tell you.
I think New York Times just this week or 2 weeks ago said that Emilia-Romagna, so the region of Bologna, where Bologna is in, is the best region in the world where you can eat the most delicious food.
I believe it. You know, I think New Yorkers, we have a love affair with Italy. And I think it's because so many of our ancestors came. And in my case, I'm mostly German and Swedish in my background. But when you grow up in New York, you're never far from Italian food and Italian people and Italian culture. It's so prevalent that I think Italy almost becomes like the idea of sort of a motherland for people.
Yes, well, we Italians could be such a mess if you wanna know this word, but it's a great place to live in.
If you want to talk about a mess, watch New Yorkers try to build subways and build transit.
It's a long time ago. I'm not in New York, but I agree with you.
We're good at being a mess at things too. No doubt.
Stewart, it's the first time for you in the forum circuit, on Comunicazione Italiana forum circuits. And tomorrow in the afternoon, you will open, if I don't remember bad, the session, the afternoon session. What will you talk about in the afternoon?
Sure. So the theme of the talk is designing for collaboration, and what I'm going to share with everybody is what I've been doing for the past year at Fitch Ratings, which is overhauling the company's website and building a digital media team. And really, this is for Fitch, it's the first time the company has invested in digital with the idea that it should be the face of the company and that we should build the best digital presence possible to package, present, and promote our research and commentary, and of course our ratings, because Fitch is a ratings agency. And so what I want to share with the audience is how we've done it, because it's partly about the technology, but mostly about the people.
Yeah.
And mostly about helping people understand how the web can be a part of...
Is it a change of paradigm, a mental model that we have to approach instead of technology in itself? Isn't it?
Sí, yes, it is. It is very much a mental change. For people who don't work with the web every day, it's a black hole, I guess you could say, or a black box.
Yeah.
It's this thing that's there. Most people don't understand how information gets on a website. They don't really understand, and I don't say this in a negative way. They shouldn't have to understand these things because it's not their job. They shouldn't understand all the details of HTML and code and servers and networks and all these things. But what they should understand is the idea that if they write good content and they want to share it with an audience, the first and best place to do that is on a well-designed website. And then everything should feed from there. What you do on social media, email, and everything.
What do you mean with a well-designed website? What is for you a well-designed website?
So a well-designed website to me
is there a recipe for it?
I don't know. I think there is.
Yeah.
I think the recipe for it is it has to be thought through in the way that somebody outside an organization is going to use it. And too many organizations look at their website and end up building something that is a reflection of how the company's organized. That's confusing to someone on the outside who has no idea how your company's organized and only knows what they want to get from you, what information they need. So the first step in the recipe is you've got to understand what your clients and customers are looking for.
What they are looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure the website presents that. The second step in the recipe is the website should be simple. It shouldn't be many layers. The new website we're building for Fitch, 3 layers. Homepage, sector and topic pages, issuer pages. And the issuers are companies, it's individual companies.
Is this sufficient for a company? Because I think that a company could move in a position to you, say, how can I explain that I am very, very good, I'm better than my competitors? Are not so, couldn't be, it's so very, too much simple?
See, the key is not to tell people you're better than your competitors, it's to show them. Put your best work on the web, put it out in a way that people want to come back and see more of it. Use good headlines, good imagery. I can't tell you how important good imagery is on the web. So many companies build websites, it's all text. It's a wall of text.
Yeah.
This doesn't excite people. It doesn't make people want to come back and look again. It makes them feel like they're looking at something that is the same as anything else they might see. Humans are visual creatures.
Hi, I used to, in mine, I will be the host of the afternoon. So I will introduce you, and I will have a little chat with you tomorrow at the end of your speech. And I used to suggest to my guests an hashtag. So collect me in 1, 2, or 3 hashtags the keys of what you have telling about. I think there's one very good hashtag could be this one, show them.
Show them.
Show them could be an hashtag
Yes.
for your idea of a well-designed website.
Yes. Show, not tell. Show them.
Show, not tell.
Show,
Yeah.
not tell. Because many organizations want to tell people what they do. But if you show people what you do, they're far more likely to look at that and understand how it's valuable to them.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody I'm good at something, and they don't know you, why would they trust that what you're telling them is true?
Yeah.
But if you show them you're good at something, they see it firsthand, they know it.
The key of our forum tomorrow is innovation to change. What is it for you? Innovation. What is for you change? Are two keywords, of course, but the meaning of the words for you are strong. Or do you think that we have to use other words because maybe it could be already old? Maybe there could be something newer about this.
I think the words are good. I think that innovation to me means not holding on to old practices and treating them as sacred. It means being experimental and being comfortable with the idea that you should try new things all the time, see what works, do more of what works, but the way that you'll learn what things work well is you have to try things. Some things won't always go well, but that's okay. Lots of people are afraid of doing that.
Why?
Lots of organizations are afraid of doing that. Fear of failure.
Fear of failure.
They're afraid they might look bad.
But you Americans are a little bit trained on the failure, much more than we Italians. For our Italians, a failure is a failure. For you Americans, say, okay, I failed. I try something new. What can you suggest to Italian people, to Italian person that say, okay, the failure, you are not, because is a little bit scary for you Americans. Imagine for us Italian, the failure is a apocalyptic.
A big thing.
Yeah, as a big thing.
So if you take an experimental approach to doing something new, you can fail in a way that's not embarrassing because you can try things.
Yeah, that's nice.
People aren't going to see everything you're trying.
Yeah.
Maybe you try using a certain social media platform.
Yeah.
Maybe you try using a certain digital media tool. Maybe you try a certain approach to designing the website. And then you try a different approach and you compare them.
Well, not experiment in any field. Experiment in some field that you can manage.
Yes.
So if you fail, it could be not embarrassing. It's nice that you use this word.
And also experiment in a way that you're trying variations on what you're trying to build and seeing which variation people like and go with.
Yeah.
One of the biggest mistakes I see companies make in organizations is because they're afraid of failing, they take one approach, they commit themselves to that approach entirely, and they ignore warning signs that it might not work and keep pushing forward with it. Got to watch for the warning signs. And you've got to be willing to look and do things incrementally.
Yeah.
So one of the things we do at Fitch with this website project, we release new parts of the website every month. Most of the time when companies redesign a website, they decide they're going to redesign the website, they go away and disappear for a while, and then they have a big splashy press release, an event, and congratulate themselves on the launch of their new website. We take a very different approach, which is every month we release a little bit more of the new website. And that allows us to do the work in pieces that are manageable in a short period of time. It shows the organization and it shows our customers that things are changing and getting better and the experience is good. And it allows us to do the work in a way that we might start working on a piece of the website and realize there's much more here than we need to do. We're not going to have this ready for this month. We'll do it for next month. And meanwhile, we'll release something else this month.
It's a very nice ingredient for the recipe of the failure of Fitch, of failure, no? Isn't it? And just to close, and maybe it could be a nice point to launch to our Italian audience tomorrow, and about the change, no? So under this word, I suppose there's quite very often a word that is why. Why to change? Is necessary to change? And when? Because if I think it's going to work in quite well, why have to change it?
Change should be constant. And when you embrace the idea that change should be constant and incremental, you save yourself from getting comfortable with doing things one way for a long time and then suddenly being forced to change because you're reacting to your competitors or you're reacting to others who are suddenly
So change for you is a kind of evolution instead of a revolution.
It is. Yes. And it in the rhythm of change, there will be moments where things are more of an evolution, and there are moments where things will the pace will be faster for a certain reason, a certain initiative, and that may feel a little like a revolution.
Which skill do we have to understand which is the moment for the revolution, the moment for the evolution? We are gifted or what?
I think a big part of it is, so if you're an organization and you have a market of customers, if you see an interest in something, make sure you're doing it for them as fast as you can. There might be a little bit of a revolution internally in doing that, but the faster you do it, the happier they'll be, and the better the organization will be as a result.
I think that tomorrow will be a very nice moment to talk with an Italian audience that I think they will have the pleasure to meet you, and it will be a pleasure for us too. So I will see you tomorrow again, and maybe other questions because it's a workflow now, you know?
Yes, sì.
Thank you very much, Stewart.
Grazie.
Very much. Grazie a te.
Grazie tante.
Grazie.